bet you the workshop is going to will not go beyond 1.5 hours, and then we reconvene here into the plenary session where we'll take the papers. We have so handled it in such a way that about 9 or so presentations will go on at the same time, so that we take as many papers as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the 40th International Conference of Emtan, and we bet you'll have memorable stories to tell. Welcome. Please, can you go from behind? Go through behind and join the buses so that you can be ferried there. Thank you.
You can use it at secondary level, even primary school level can use it. In a country where they have internet and ICT is not a problem, it can be used at any level. So we're going to demonstrate what it's about. It requires the participants to be able to have internet access. So here now, we have the laptop, the computers here, but there's telling us that it will take time because the internet here is also being used by teachers who are logging in, who are logging in their exams now. So if they log us on, they're going to disable the teachers that are doing. So if you have your laptop or your tablets, you can log in using the code. Please, go and get the code from them and announce it to him. Let them use it to log on. Let him give us the classroom. We're going to do it now. But first of all, I need you to log on. The technician is coming to give you the access as opposed to here. So you can log on to the university internet. But if you have your own access platform, you can still log on. So I'm going to show you how you're going to log on now. For this demonstration. Knowledge platform which you can use in your classroom. Now, the web-based application is like a BOYD device. That is, bring your own device. It's a BOYD technology. Students are now, the tertiary education especially, they are now going around with their smartphone, browsing for all kinds of things. So you can integrate the use of those devices in your own teaching. If you have, it would require that you have internet access, you can see, and the participants should have what? Internet access for it to work. Now the web app is called Kahoops. It is a student response system in which the students respond. It's real-time response, as you can see it here. You ask the question, it's a quiz. You ask the question, students will do what? Respond. And the response will appear on the what? On the screen, so that the whole class can do what? Participate. They can use, I'm going to generate, when I launch this, I wanted all of you to link on, because immediately when I launch, the game what? Starts. And when it starts, it doesn't give you time for. So what I'm going to do, I will do a demo first, so that everybody can get the hang of the quiz. So after the demo, I will now launch.
We're not looking at your back.
After the basic knowledge on internet, just for you to know how the quiz is. So I'm going to launch now. When I launch it, it's going to generate a pin, and all of you will do what? Log on to the pin. Those are internet access.
So these people behind cannot see. That's why they're complaining.
What are you? Can you see this? Can you not see this board? Do you look at the board? Please, the technicians are going around to log you on. So just look at the board. I'm going to do a demo.
Okay.
So this is my own Kahoot account. And the first question I'm going to be asking is the first file there. This is my account. Dr. Stella is my Kahoot account. And now I'm now going to open this one. Okay, let me use this is my demo.
How do we enter?
I'm going to explain everything to you.
Because you use a thing.
you're going to log in. When I have not launched the game yet. When I launch the game, it will generate a pin. And then that's what you're going to use. So what all of you will do first of all is go to kahoot.com. Go log into kahoot.com. Kahoot. I think the Kahoot. Definitions. Your laptop or your
This is the game's platform. This is game. Anyone that tells you play the Kahoot game, enter it. Click that one. You see this interface.
Come and see access. So when I have internet access, the pin will be generated. So I have launched the game now. I'm waiting for it to come up. Immediately it comes up, you will see the pin. Then all of you will log on by entering the pin into that platform you have on your. So if you want, normally how many times you do it, you must use a new pin. Don't use the previous pin. So now that I'm launching it, it's supposed to generate a pin. When you enter, everybody will log in. Then they will give you, after you enter the pin, it will give you a platform for username. All of you will enter your names. And for your students, you can ask them to use, if you want to be an honor or something, you can tell them to enter any name they like. So you play. As they enter the pin, it will show on the screen the number of people that are playing the game that have succeeded in entering. Okay. I'm not looking to have opened that particular quiz on my account. Now I have launched, I said play. Now this play is supposed to now generate the pin that you will use.
The pin has not.
We're taking time because of poor network here.
Now, madam.
Yes.
Why would the student be able to use this environmental tool? Because you are the lecturer. If you have an account, you use it with them in class, just as we look at documentation. Now for them to continue working with the same platform,
no, it's not for them to start working at home. It's for the class. You are integrating it. They use it in the class. Okay. Okay. I'm playing classic.
The game I'm playing is classic. That is one-on-one device. That's the classic. Then the team mode. I've launched classic. Player versus player. They can't find this. Seven zero 1-1.
1187 is the pin. And you have about 10 seconds to enter. So you enter 701187. Just enter the pin and enter. Let's see how many people can launch it. You have not launched. People are not launching it. I'm playing the classic. Take this pin. 934717.
What is the code?
You have only 5 seconds to log in. I have 5 seconds again to start. Question number. Who am I to you? Who am I? Who am I to you? I have options. Now look on your board. You will see the colors. So you take the one that corresponds. Am I your colleague? Red. Am I your mentor? Yellow. Am I your friend? Green. Am I your lecturer? So blue, red. Green, lecturer. Please.
We've been trying to connect people since. This is just the first time the thing has worked.
But somebody's in there. Somebody's there.
What's the point? You have access to creative. I have the account. Like I told you, when you go to kahoot.com, you can create a sign up. And when you sign up, they give you different platforms, different facilities available. They have the premium. The basic is free. When you sign up, they will show you how to create a Kahoot account. I have a username and password to my account. Then in that account, they will show you how to create what? The quiz. Just like I had this one. I'm the one that wrote the text questions and the answers. So they show you how to create. Then when you have those ones in your account, anyone you want to play, like I clicked, they will open it for your account and you click the one you want to play. When you click play, it will launch. When you click play, it will launch and generate what? A pin. And the participants, the children will now, before this time they have opened that platform, then you now enter the pin. Then when you put in the pin, the children can now put in their name and they can play. Even secondary school children, even tertiary school children can play. So at the end of it, the children can now, you will know what they know from what you have taught. So in a course, after you see that course, you can have this, immediately after that course, just it's a 10 minutes, you have played the game. You can use it as feedback to know what the children have understood and what you have.
But also, thank you very much. Sorry to worry you out, please. And the certificate for this workshop is available, but to be given only on payment of that 3,000. Please, Jerry, 20 minutes. Then the boss is coming down to return.
A free site that will always have me to thank for. Even when you are sleeping, you're doing your research, you're doing anything. In the University of Uyo Library, we have subscribed to a number of electronic databases. So I like referring to them as meta databases, meaning they are quite vast, very robust. So first in the line is Research for Life. I don't take it for granted that we are from the tertiary institutions and that most of us do have access to these e-resources. I'll only give you, but I also have to sound this note of warning for those of the materials, the resources that are not tied to our internet protocol address. Please, when you're leaving, you leave it behind. When you get to your own, except otherwise you want us to collaborate and share resources, then good and fine. You also tell me your own, I'll tell you my own. First, Research for Life, www.research4life. www at your internet address bar, you type www.research, then 4, as in figure 4, life, Emtan. If you look at the screen, you will see research4live.org. Needless explaining to you what e-resources is all about. Books in electronic format. You have this. If your screen has this, you can use, there's something people don't understand, or probably you don't know how to use, or you just refuse to use. Anytime I have an opportunity to address a set of people, I always like bringing this up. Your phone can save as a very good router. So that as a research fellow, you don't need to depend even on the institution's internet facility. If you are very conscious of your research work, oftentimes, you don't need to depend on what your institution can offer. I know we all love free things. But then, someone like us, or someone like me, I subscribe to data a lot. I don't have any extra income. I don't have any extra allowance for that. You subscribe when you're buying phone, not just buying phone. Ask the dealer to give you a 4G phone with the recent Android operating system. It will help. And then when you get a 4G phone, also ask for your SIM to be upgraded to 4G, because there are two different things there. We have a 4G phone, we have 3G phones. Now you might actually have a 4G phone, but you have a 3G SIM. You will not enjoy the internet that the 4G is giving. So when you upgrade your SIM to 4G and then subscribe to data, believe you me, you will enjoy internet. Then you can use this, your phone, to now route, as in make your phone share its hotspots. Protect it with a password. When you get that done, you can connect up to 10 systems. There's how you can even do it, you can connect 50 systems if you have enough data in your phone. That way you can be using that to mesmerize your students in the class. And I'm sure your students will fall in love with you at the end of the day. Anytime you dare to tell them, oh, I would have demonstrated this, but I do not have data, you can fill the blank spaces. They will know what to do. I must put it on record that what I'm using here is a 4G phone that is routing, and it's very fast. I'm using a 4G network because we have 4G in Rio. Alright, we have this. For you to access the material that are here, you click login. This is just one of them. I'm checking my time. I said 10 minutes. I'll just use 30 seconds. When you click login, this is where it will take you to. At the username, you put in the username. I'm interacting like I'm interacting with our students, with our users in school. Also to tell you can use your phone to access this, you don't need to use our internet.
I'm seeing this site uses cookies.
Yes, accept the cookies. The username is uppercase NIE704 is the username. We are talking about accessing e-resources. And I want to believe you have the different basic e-book readers installed in your devices. Whether it is in your laptop or it is in your phone. I believe you understand what I'm saying. You know, for you to be able to read any electronic book, there are different readers that will permit that. We have the PDF, portable document format. We have the EPUB. We have many other. We have Kindle. So it's a device. So we have ebooks that are HTML, hypertext markup language, and those ones will, display using the URL. The password is 12263. Password is 12263. click login. Make sure the language is in English. 12263. Login. What you will see here is at different divisions. We have Agora, we have Adi, we have Goli. Agora is majorly for agri-based resources, but if you go in there, you will see other fields, not just necessarily agriculture. There are many other fields. You see economics, you see social science, you see other things. You even see library and educational technology related resources. And then we have Hinari, we have the Boare. So for instance, let's go to Hinari. Forget about it saying health. It's not limited to health alone. In your own device, you can decide to go to Agora or any other one, or innovation, and you will see things there. So let's just compare differences and the difference in the databases. eBooks, ProQuest is spelled P-R-O-Q-U-E-S-T. Q-U-E-S-T. ProQuest database. The ProQuest is an e-resources database. To do that, just go to Google, type ProQuest. In the Google search engine, type ProQuest, P-R-O-Q-U-E-S-T. The formula I'm using is that most times I don't like gramming websites because I'm white, a million of them stored in this spread. And then you go home, family life will enter. And they'll mix up. ProQuest, you can see it there now. ProQuest. So just click ProQuest, you see ProQuest database, we have eBooks technology and the rest of them. So you click on it. Hinari has opened, even if it's having problem. Hinari, you know, any of these databases, time will fail us. If you open, you can search for anything of interest. I've given you the username, I've given you the password. You can search for any journal of interest. The interesting thing is that you have them up to 2019. There are even materials that are published for 2020. I still remember once, many years ago when I was doing my first degree, my lecturer failed me in a particular assignment that I knew I wrote, and I wrote so well. I wasn't the type that copies things verbatim and best, but I will write and reference properly. And then he went and scored, he just marked. And then he came to the class and said, some of you will go and be for me. You will write a reference material of a work you did not even see. I did not understand. So when the assignment was turning and I saw myself scoring 0/30, I was not happy. I went to him and said, see, you are the one I was referring to. This particular book you are referring to, I personally tried. The only thing I could get access to was the abstract. I said, somebody forget that I work in the library and that I am in the e-resources unit. And it might interest you to know I'm the head of that unit, sir. You should have asked me how I gain access to that. He said, you cannot, you are lying. I now demonstrated, after demonstrating that I could access that e-book. I could access that e-book complete, not just the abstract, and that whatever resources I got from them was not a copyright, and then I referenced it properly. Before the class, he had to summon, we had another class, someone else, and he corrected my assignment and gave me 30 plus, just with the 30 plus. Yeah. Since then, we became very good friends. Yeah. Because he apologized. Yeah. Because it was a very current, that same year, that same month. So you can imagine that reference material. So we have in that Hinari, the Agora, the Adi, the Warren, you can get resources up to 2020. Just search for it. Just go. Hinari, click subject. Find by in Hinari, you can click find by. We'll get back to ProQuest. I'm trying to see how to buy time. Get back to ProQuest. In that itinerary, click Find by Subject. Okay, you see there, browse subject, you click, you come down, you look for whatever area. You can see the education, general, and library science. You go down, you see engineering. Sorry, you go down, you see technology. You can see technology there. So let's go back to education, for instance, at your request. This is in Research for Life. Let me give you a direct URL link for the ProQuest. It will save you some stress. The URL for the ProQuest goes thus: https. Let me type it. Follow the address bar. https://search.proquest. .com. No, it has changed automatically. Use lowercase, it has changed automatically. When you use that particular URL, it will bring you to this place. This is where you now input the username and the password. You forget about that. Once you put the username and password, the site will open to this page that is configured for the University of Uyo. It will automatically open for the university. Yes. That's what I'm saying. 1, 4 is 4. X. 4. 3. A.
All in uppercase.
Yes, all in uppercase. 1 for coming. 1 for is 4. Is 4. Is 4. X 4. 3. A. What you are saying there? 1 4 is 4. X 4 3 A. Password is all in uppercase. I will only pronounce the password. I will not spell it for you. So if you don't know how to spell that password, you will tell us the reason you came to the place and you don't know the spelling. The password is Uyo at 2019. So if you don't know how to spell Uyo, you're on your own. All in uppercase, please. Uyo at 2019. Let me observe that some people, if you are using a computer, there are times you might want to use the at that is on top of letter or number 2, and it may not go. Sometimes the programmers may have brought that at to come and place on the is it open parenthesis close to enter key. You also have to take notes. We are having that. of people that are there. For the sake of sorry, I have to interrupt. These are our internal administrators. We ask them to refresh it because the best station is at the main campus. So that times at the peak period, so many people must have logged in. So if you want to have other new set of people, the best is to refresh. As at that time, it would have disconnected some people, and some people that would have insisted would now be able to log in first. So I was explaining the reason I had to interrupt the session.
No, you say there's sometimes the problems are borrowed.
You mean in terms of the ads? I'm saying this. You know, the ad symbol is normally on top of number 2. So I'm saying that at times you might want to log in with that. You use that ad symbol. To use the ad symbol, you hold down Shift key and press that number 2. But there are times that particular symbol must have been taken to the this is where you will come in and you can now see the university of you being customized them. So if you type in any of the search interests, you will see it. For instance, let us be biased a bit on the educational. Yes. And you will observe that this indicator is at all. Otherwise, the search would have been refined to only scholarly journals, or books, or videos and audio, dissertations and theses, and more is encyclopedias, newspaper articles, and any publication that contains this. So if you leave it at all, it will just bring everything. So you press enter, and then you also see this full text or peer review. I leave that for you. When you are doing your research, take your time, refine your search. Then you can see this. So you can even see this particular one, and you see July 2019. And then you look at it, you have a total of 2,645 resources regarding that particular subject matter. We have this 2,645,012 results. And then, but then you can limit your search to full text, peer reviewed, and this again. And of course, if you still come down, you can limit it to the last 12 months. Things that were published in the last 12 months. Meaning, by the time you limit it to that, everything will be maybe under 2019 and a little part of 2018. And then you can download. But it might interest you to know this particular database. This particular database operates just like a normal library. You can borrow a book, download the book complete, full into your system and read, but for how many days? 21 days. Books that are so much in high demand can be limited to 14 days. The technology behind it is that you do whatever you want to, let the Nigerian spirit rest upon you and be kabashing in Nigerian spirit. Because Nigerians will always remain Nigerians. But after 14 days or 21 days, as the case is, the book will disappear in your system. That team, another person is not using it.
Copy and paste.
There are some you cannot copy and paste. And there are books that will be so difficult for you to even copy. So I have to draw your attention to it. Meanwhile, we still have the these other people have blocked us out because I ignored them for some time. You know, the interesting thing about ebooks is that sometimes when you open the page, you're not supposed to leave it without using it. After a while, they automatically log you out. Except you want to go and continue the session. I've showed you two. Now we still have another one. We have Emerald. But Emerald is majorly linked to the University of Uyo IP address. Meaning, if we do not use the university's internet as a gateway, you can't gain access to it. Yes.
Why then?
Oh, that's the most interesting thing.
It's customized.
Yes, we have to do it that way. So as to protect, they have to do it that way so as to protect.
Now that you have come to the out of this place,
Sir, I was going to show you that the University of your library has access to e-resources. And I've said, maybe you're living here, we can never get our username and passwords. But I'm going to give you something free of interest. You can actually use the research for life.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, you can use
Out of here.
How do we get to
subscribe, you pay. Go and make suggestions to the university, let them pay for these things, subscribe to it, and then get someone to come and take you on it, how to access the materials. And you will enjoy it. No problem. I've been going around different universities, I've been going around different institutions. Free one. www.pdf drive. Let me also do it. PDF drive, DRIVE .com. www.pdfdrive.com. It opens and then you type in any book of interest, educational technology. People came for accreditation in our school, and a particular team member, let me say it quietly, a particular team member was insisting. He was busy asking, he wore one suit and was gagging. No, this thing, and that particular, the internet was very, very purposefully refused to connect. But fortunately, the internet connected. And then I was like, I cannot download anything. I can't even find any book of my interest. People don't have recent books in your interest. I said, oh man, we have, sir. So I'm even afraid if you see one, you might be interested in it. No, my university has. I can't be interested, I don't want. Lo and behold, a book of interest appeared. It took the man some minutes for the man to say, I'm actually interested. Can it be downloaded? I said, yes. And I downloaded, and he saw it. The team went and he came back and said, if you don't do that thing that way, it will be as if you migrate on anything. Let me copy. Can I copy with my flash? So if you go to this video, you can see all this. You have 2014, 2017, you keep going, you see 2019, you see that you can download, fully downloadable. This one will not disappear in Jesus' name. So I wouldn't know if you have any question. We have quite, you don't need to subscribe to this one. Okay. I don't know why Nigerian thing is always like that. NUC zone is not working. There was a time we had been gaining access to resources from there. So the interesting thing, another thing I would like people to know is this. You can actually make your class very interesting. Yesterday we saw a demonstration on digestive system. You can actually, on any particular topic of interest, okay, give me one topic. Let's search using YouTube. You can get into YouTube and download a particular video that explains whatsoever thing you want to do. Let me tell you. Please.
Have a complete complement.
Your student will be interested because the class will be interested.
Prior to cell division, where the cell divides into two identical cells, the DNA needs to be replicated so that each daughter cell receives an exact copy. Following DNA replication, the chromosomes condense in the nucleus of the cell. DNA can...
Any question, please? I think I'd like to drop the mic at this point.
Like the one the presenter showed on suggestion, he got it out too. How did he get it from suggestion?
That's a different thing. Let me even tell you. When he came, he had that video in a separate file. He had his PowerPoint. He told me that when he's presenting, that there will come a time he will pause and I'll have to take off the PowerPoint and then go and project the video. Now let me explain something. Normally, if you are a professional in PowerPoint presentation, you'll discover that we have PowerPoint presenters view. There is one that when you project, everything that is appearing on the laptop will appear on the screen. And if you are a professional presenter, you can use the presenter's view. In the presenter's view, you only have a small section of the screen showing what is projected, no matter how big the projection might be. But on your laptop, you also have the presenter's view, wherein you must have added notes to it. That way, people will see what you are talking about, but for you, you have a guide on the notes. At that instance, if you now, pause and then start going back to play that video, it would have had some itches on the way. So what I did was to attach a video straight into the PowerPoint. You can do that. In your PowerPoint slide, go to Insert, and then go to the extreme of your right. You will see video or audio or anything, but let the video be in that same system. If after inserting that video, enlarging it to fill the screen, and then you copy the presentation out without copying the source file, such video in that presentation may not play. I don't even understand. Any other questions? And the presentation goes and projects. I'm saying this because of the experiences I've been having. There are people that must have been setting that video and they copy the presentation alone, come to a particular conference center, and then want to project it and they think it does not play, and they will start complaining. Now what happened is this: at any point in time, always copy both that presentation and the video file itself. Possibly when you now go and insert in that person's system, let them demonstrate it again to be sure there is still link with that video, otherwise it will not play. Is that understood, man? 2 more questions. In the absence of any other question, you can use this to do your Skype. Sure. You can use this to record yourself, record a particular class you are having. Yes. Or you can buy a mini camera. Come install. There are multiple free software on the internet. You just download the one of interest that matches the camera you bought. Or if the camera comes with its own software, you install, record your presentation, everything you want to do. Convert it to a portable format, MP4. We have different video converters. The most portable one now is MP4. It will be very small. No, MP3 is for audio. MP4 is for video. It will help. You can even send to your students through WhatsApp. But that same video can contain a full disk. Can be up to 700 and something megabytes, which is very big. Whereas if you convert it to MP4, it can even be reduced to 100 or 200 or even 40 something. Very portable. Any other question, please? You are getting hyper. To convert, you need a video converter. You need a video converter. That would be a very special class.
The current APS card does not allow inside demo line. That is cited. Then page, we are going fast so that we can go. Page 12, the recommendation. Of course, there's something of the time, so we should not be there. Then the conclusion of one sentence, maybe that 3, 4 lines. Then recommendation, first letter capital. I didn't see references. Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah, that guy. How many are you able to get? Three. That's it. It must not increase. Don't
No, we are
no, you have not. Please don't. Okay?
All right, the next person.
The topic of the paper is integrating clean learning technology methodology in teacher education for self-reliance and global competitiveness. We are in the 21st century and we have 21st century learners of specific characteristics. And for this, for us to be able to produce 21st century learners with specific characteristics, we must start from training our teachers to be 21st century teachers. Because teachers teach the way they are being taught. And people have opined that we should use the revised book taxonomy Anderson of 2001 because the staples of producing teachers has been on the original book of 1956 and that model is teacher directed. The new book is student directed and the people have opined that
Information and data. The second is communication and collaboration. The third is digital content creation. The fourth is safety online and offline. And the fifth is problem solving. All these are called digital competency areas, which students of the service or anyone who claims to be digitally competent is expected to have. The study adopted a survey research design with the population being all the 400 level students of the Faculty of Education, Ahmadu Bello University. The total population was 1,356. A sample of 179 was selected using the random sampling technique following the table of Isaac and Stevens, 1995. The instrument for data collection was a questionnaire and it was face validated and found reliable with Bloomberg alpha of 0.8. The research questions were answered using mean with index mean of 3.00. The hypothesis was tested with ANOVA and GRC product moment correlation. The results of the study include that the students were actually found to be digitally competent, but they were lacking in areas of digital content creation and problem solving. We found it hard to actually they are not digitally competent in some areas. But on behavioral intention, it shows that they have the intention to use technology in their future classrooms. The hypothesis test shows that there is no significant difference. Okay, shows that there is a significant difference in the digital competencies of the service teachers based on the department. And when in the post-hoc analysis, it shows that students from both economics department and then from educational psychology and counseling, they are not as digitally competent as their others, or as they are competent, as their counterparts in other departments.
Move the word over, the use as that's the meaning of the first line is the abstract. Education has been identified and the world over as the most dynamic field of dynamic possible education. Now, the first comma tells the reader that what comes next can be taken out
You're just saying offhand. Identified over time.
What overtime? See, give it to an Englisher.
No, I'm talking.
Overtime.
I'm not.
Okay, sir. Thank God.
No.
No, that one is a specialist in English. Overtime, that's
Overtime.
the
Word
word
overtime. Not of technology.
No,
Overtime.
you're talking about time. I'll find you. No, overtime is overtime. I'll borrow you, sir.
The use of technology has become an important part of learning development and development. The current language education policy shows tendency towards utilizing different forms of technology to support the instruction process and to involve instructional process and to involve learners and to involve language learning process. Some forms of technological tools permit teachers to differentiate instruction and adopt classroom activities according to different needs and expectations of the language learners to be able to foster language learning experiences. The Nigerian National Policy of Language has stressed the need in teaching and learning of indigenous language. Language is one of the indigenous language applied by the National Language Center, among others. Language education refers to the study of language which involves the understanding of the nature and the importance of language as a best purpose. The classification of multiple languages is the video language belongs to the lower cross payment subfamily, which in turn belongs to the Niger family, one of the largest families of language in Africa. The video language is a native language in acquired system. It belongs to the fourth largest group in Nigeria, after the three major ones, the Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. In 1983, the Video Cultural Organization, acquired to be my sponsored the development of standard orthography called the ABCD, written and edited by then Professor Koresie and approved by the Ministry of Education, then Cross River State. The use of audio media in video language instruction has been provided interactive and extensive use of listening materials, and it is widely used in language classes. Technology integration is the use of technology to general purpose areas in education in order to allow students to apply computer and technology skills in learning and also solving problems. Application of technology has changed the video teaching method. It provides so many alternatives and making teaching interesting and more productive in terms of advancement. In traditional classrooms, teachers stand in front of the learners and give explanation and instruction through explanation using blackboard or whiteboard. The use of multimedia text in classrooms assists learners to become familiar with the vocabulary and language structure by interacting with the individual users. With the various online applications, parents should encourage their children to make use of the video language to speak and with the various online applications, parents should encourage their children to use technology in developing their language ability and allow them to learn the video language. Encourage the increased use of the video language as a vector of communication in all levels of education.
Are we together?
computing and student academic performance in universities and universities. However, this response was generated from our research question 1, which revealed that to a very low extent on the availability of this cloud computing in universities and universities. Also, we also find out, secondly, is revealed from our chi-square result that there is a significant relationship in the responses of our respondents on student involvement in the use of this cloud computing in universities and academic performance in universities. The response was made on our research question 2, which indicated to a very low extent on the student involvement in the use of cloud computing in universities and universities. Finally, our chi-square value of 104 is statistically significant at 0.05 level, revealing a significant relationship in the response of our respondents on the benefits of cloud computing in universities and universities. This response was made on our research question 3, which indicated to a very low extent that the benefits of cloud computing had enhanced students' academic performance in universities and universities. This finding is in contrast to the work of Asagere and Bama 2014, which highlighted benefits gained from cloud computing on student performance. Conclusively, our findings reveal that cloud computing has not enhanced student academic performance in universities and universities. It was indicated that to a very low extent, availability of cloud computing in universities and universities had enhanced student academic performance. That to a very low extent, that the student had involved in the use of cloud computing in universities and universities, and that to a very low extent, the benefits of cloud computing had enhanced academic performance in universities and universities. It is therefore concluded that cloud computing to a very low extent had enhanced postgraduate students' academic performance in university. 3 recommendations were made in regard of this study. Meanwhile, I have to bring to your fore, sir, that there is geographical gap and variable gap concerning the study. Like in previously, work have been done in Bangladesh and Iran, but however, there is no study to the researchers on the impact of cloud computing on academic performance of postgraduate students in university. This is the geographical gap. It wants to, fill in why the variable gap is taken care of if it is available, if it is utilized, and the benefits which constituted variable gap sought to be filled by this study. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Were you at your booth?
That was in 2001, 2002.
2001. Okay, thank you very much. A few observations, please be very open. Don't say because it is your property. Look at it and what you should be correct. The first, you have already observed
I like that they learn better and faster on the cooperative. Cooperative is more or less a computer-based learning. The computer-based in cooperative, you have I thought the head of the students, I just assigned the head that will supervise others. Then individualized, everyone participated. Then the expository, there was no computer. But in the cooperative, they understood better because they interacted than the individualized and the expository.
Let's look at the lines. I think I want to say cooperative effects. Effect, it shouldn't be effect. It's not one effect. Is it one? So it's better if it's effects. Then it cannot be a cooperative effect of cooperative. Like I think we put in interactive effect. when you get class, you get you understand. Interacting effects of cooperatives, economic and economic strategy. Interacting with that, some of them, they have
I am comparing cooperative.
no comparative.
Yeah.
As a cooperative, I didn't say, I know it's okay to say, that's why. But I was looking at cooperatives. I was not saying cooperative to cooperative.
How many? Why do you limit? Are you thinking of just telling us past experience? Now, correct. I just want to tell you, you have the
And when you talk about it, like what comes to that's one acting on the other. What is the most credible way to measure performance?
This is the Awada Zone National Center. I will also take a study of what have been going on among the youth. We realize that the youth actually have become something within the area because most of them who go through the system within the secondary school have no skill to engage in some of the things that will make them self-reliant. And as such, we look at how if they should go through this home economics adaptive skill to teach others, skill to counsel, skill for nutrition, skill that will enable them become better people for themselves. If they actually go through this skill and as well as presenting technological skill, technological materials to enable them to understand what it is to become self-reliant, they will become better people. So on that note, the researcher actually point out recommendations, and the recommendations that were pointed out this acquisition program, which should be centered within the area where these youths will be developed, who pass through the school within the secondary school will be developed and become self-reliant. And as well, encourage most of our students within the secondary school to become self-reliant in that location. We'll also look at how to make it mandatory that every student within that area must go through the home economic skill that will enable them to become self-reliant.
In this paper, concentrated effort be employed to show how educational technology materials, facilities, and concepts can be employed to impose the standard of early childhood education in Nigeria. Some challenges of early childhood education were highlighted, but the paper was entitled Enhancing Early Child Education Through Technology. That is the abstract of the person. I just saw the paper today, yes, I don't know what the content is.
to all the
not the like project. Then I told you there is no statement of there is no way you write a beautiful paper like I will say and there is time to design. Write a statement of let us know why what that's the design. Thank you.
From work, I saw that it's an inventor paper. And I know from the Africa, we are supposed to know what the paper is all about. Because inside the paper is all research questions, hypotheses, articles and all that. And in Africa, there is nothing related to that. And from the table now, we are using the current API references and missing one page. The table is different, not having 3 lines. Because I saw one table, they did all the API format. It's supposed to be 3 lines.
To guide this AGM. At this point, I'm going to hand over to the President, to National President, to take over.
Good evening, and thank you, our professors, the fellows that are in with us today, the executive members of this association, pressmen, ladies and gentlemen. It is heartwarming to be in this university, UNIUYO, for the 40th International Conference that has held in the last 48 hours. It is joy for me that we had the cooperation of all of you members, and we have with ease moved through the process of getting our objectives met, that we can hold the AGM today, Wednesday, the 15th day of the month of October 2019 is what God has determined and decided. I want to thank you for the sacrifices made. Those who travel by air, I pray that you get back to your destination safely. Those who have traveled by road, despite the rough terrain, Almighty God will get you back to your homes safely. The association has moved to a higher level. I would like to sustain it. My prayer is that God Almighty will protect us as we run through the year, which is ending in another 85 days from today. May we all see the new year in good health. Amen. Everything I need to say has been documented in my report or the speech that I made yesterday, and I believe you all have them in your bags. I will not belabor you. to give us the opportunity to run the AGM to a successful end. Thank you very much. That's the 39th meeting of our conference that held in Oyo. The secretary. Yeah. You now have the papers, I'm sure. Can we go through the minutes page by page? Or do you want the secretary to read? So we'll go through the minutes page by page. All right, thank you. Page 1. If you find anything that is wrong, you can point them out. Page 2. Financial report from the zone. Page 4. Proposed templates for hosting. Next conference, Emtan. Page 6. Page 7. We are still looking for that name, please. Name correctly with your email and forward it to the secretary. Thank you, ma'am. Next page. Page 10. What number is that?
Follow the serial number. So the last two.
Okay, there's a change in serial number. Yes, ma'am. B-O-M-A. Oma.
Thank you.
Say that.
There's no idea.
Okay, thank you.
Number 50.
50.
Madam attendance.
Okay, what should it be, ma'am?
Sorry?
What should it be?
B-A-S-G-S.
It's from Dr. Who. Okay, so what do you think, Grandpa?
Victor Ishika, not Ishu.
Okay.
I.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'm happy to meet Dr. Ishika Aku, live and direct. I've been reading you in the journals all the time. The Lord is your strength. To inform the House that with the effort of our seasoned editorial team spread across the country, they have assisted us this time again. Between the last conference and this conference, we were able to publish 4 series of the journals. You didn't hear me and I didn't hear you. Thank you very much. So that our editors will continue to do well. What we pay them for reviewing your paper is a pittance. When you pay a professor 1,800 or 2,000 naira to read your paper, I think it's an insult. So most of the papers don't ever get back on time. We could have had more volumes. So The volumes that are added are volume 22, issue 2, number 2, 2018. This is followed by, we already have 23. We have 24, issue 1, number 1, 2019, with 12 authors. We have volume 24, 1, number 2, 2019, with 13 authors. The third that came up could not be given to you now. It has 23 authors, and this is volume 25, issue 1, number 1, 2019. I think you need to appraise the editors. Can you please appreciate them? I have told you that what we pay them is a pittance, and sometimes we have to beg before your papers can go and return, before they can be posted to you and it comes back. But at the same time, we also appreciate your sacrifices. Some have posted their corrected papers back through the EMS. That costs some money. It's not less than 1,500 or more. Some have sent them by surface mail, which doesn't get to the editorial board on time. Some have decided to send their own directly by hand, sometimes all the way from Abuja. We appreciate you. We'll continue to serve you at best. So God help us. Financial report, they were given last year the way they ought to be. Because of the urgency of taking the AGM, we have allowed the financial segment of the association to work around the clock. And I'm believing God that by the time they come up, as at today, by this time, they'll be able to give you the update of what we have. Report from zones now. Last year we had the Southwest zone with their meetings. The Southeast zone could not, as at last year. The Northeast zone could not present anything. The Northwest zone provided information about their meetings. North Central zone gave us something about their meetings. South zone also did. We have so many of our state chapters that are still not functioning. And I want you to address this one and help us with your ideas on how we can wake them up. If the state chapters are very active and are vibrant, I believe the people I'm seeing sitting down here are not up to 100. We're likely to have more people. I thank the vice chairperson. I agreed to sit down with a team to bring up a template that will guide the hosting universities or hosting colleges of education. We read this one at Oyo, and we felt that the next hosting institution will follow to the letter what we wanted for improvement. We made a lot of observations about what happened in Oyo, and we feel that what we are doing in Oyo today ought to be an improvement on that experience. Member suggestions were taken. Last year's next conference has already held, and we're here today in 2019, so we thank God for that. Item 12, we have no house to dissolve now, but to inform the house that the house will be dissolved next year at about the same time, by the grace of God. We will all be alive. So I want to admonish us those present here today, next year is the year when we have to change this executive. We need your cooperation, we need your prayers. So I will be able to have people who are willing to make sacrifices like this team have done to push on with the activities of this association. On this note, I want to thank you very much, and I await comments. Thank you very much.
And there professors seated on the high table. Members of Emtan. Emtan leads, others follow. I want to sincerely appreciate the President, all members of ESCO, and every one of us here present for the success of the 40th edition of the annual international conference of Emtan. We all heard when the national president talked about what the editors, the reviewers, the professors who go through our papers have been paid, how meager it is. But we also want to appeal that the pain, the risk of attending conferences is worth it. But I think there are these complaints from certain quarters that did not bring about argument, that did not bring about quarrel, that did not bring about rancor, but rather could be taken into notes, and we can plan ahead to see how we resolve it to make Emtan better. During the plenary, I was fortunate to be a secretary at one of a plenary session, and there are complaints. We had people made comments that I come to conference, I present papers, I don't get my papers published. And we have to make them understand, if you don't get the papers published, there are ways to go about it. In fact, there was someone who got up from where Professor Mugi was seated as a chair, came to me, Professor Kudichu, and was saying, I'll go and collect my money. I said, no, you have to calm down. And to the glory of God, we saw the man seated and presented his papers. I think these issues we need to look at one after the other. How papers will be returned to the people that have written these papers with the comments, even if it is not worth publishing. Let them get the feedback that for this reason, for that reason, for this reason, the paper will not be published. If there are ones that they need major amendment for it to be published, let them do. If there are ones that are minor, let them do. But we need to also do something when we are writing our papers. Let us have the full details, the number, the email, your institution, so it will help us get back to you. Then I think the one we need to clear here is the one that almost caused a rancor while the plenary were going on. That they said, if 2 people write or 3 write, if you don't register, I think our members just need to be calm, listen to our school, let them explain to us. We can put it together, exchange ideas, make formidable decisions that will be involved in the communique, so that henceforth we know that we have guidelines that will take us forward, and Emtan will move forward and forward and forward. Will continue going. Thank you.
That we feel that only the lead author will register, or 2 out of 4 will register. Now when the journal comes out, what happens? You take a complimentary copies. What happened to the others? You now want to pay 2,500 naira for the other 3 copies. You are not helping the association. You are not helping the association. I will want to help the association. You see? To help the association means, look, let us follow the best practices. I want to submit that we should follow the best practices. But it's left for you to decide to agree or to disagree. Thank you very much for bringing that to the limelight. Now as to, I'm coming. This is the process. Your papers have been read at this conference. If you have presented it and you have defended it, questions have been asked, modifications have been made. That is the first level. That does not justify that paper getting published. The next process is to collect this paper and submit it for blind review to different authors. It could be in the South-South, it could be in the Southwest, it could be in the Northeast, it could be in North Central, where we have our professors residing. I'm happy that we've brought those who are at this conference up so that you know them. There are others who have left. There are others who could not come and join this conference. Those are the areas where your papers go. Now, when they sit down, find time to read with the pittance that we pay them for review or for assessment. Some will have to pay from their pocket out of that same 2,000, no, 1,008. It's from there that I will use their money to also post it back to the secretariat, where the team of editors now sit down, peruse and see, oh, what's the comment of Professor Emma? What's the comment of Professor Okudishu? What's the comment of Professor Imogi and the like? Okay, then we call it peer review. Out of this money you pay also. All right, we send the comment of so and so and so. It's not favorable. Take the same paper and send it to someone else. When that paper goes and come back, if we don't have any fair comment on that same paper, that is when the paper gets outright rejection. I'm not very happy to see from the Oyos conference we had some papers that were outrightly rejected. And why is it so? Some are plagiarized papers. And when you plagiarize, you are putting your association into danger. And you are putting all the editors or the editorial team in danger. So they are doing a lot of work. So with the cloud very close to us and we very close to the cloud, there is nothing new under the sun. What we are saying is, let us improve on our writing styles and submission of papers. The editorial work is not a very easy thing. Professor Achunyi is by my left. She will tell you a lot of stories. You may not even believe that among these kind professors, some will still take time to rework your paper to ensure that at least it's made publishable. However, if you did not find your paper, whether accepted with minor corrections, accepted with rework, that you go and rework it, or accepted with editorial, that means the language of presentation, all this they are taken into consideration before papers are rejected. And let me tell you one thing. Having gone through all these processes, you now post your candidates, the member of Emtan's paper today. There are 10 volumes of Emtan journal. Has it happened anywhere before? I don't think so. I will continue to work for you until the last day when we hand over this executive to another vibrant group. So help us to do it right, help us to do it well. If you have anything, maybe modifications you want us to make to that, I said when 3 people write a paper jointly, let them all register fully, but pay only one vetting fee. That will be encouraging. It is then we can jack up what we send to our readers. It is then they may be happy that say, okay, now let me tell you, some professors who are giving papers, the papers didn't come back. I'm telling you the truth today. When you wait for 6 months and you don't hear any report from a paper, what's the next thing to do? Look for another copy and send it where? Elsewhere. These are some of the things we go through. But I know the Lord will see us through. Please pass your comments now and today. Put up your hand if you have a comment on this, and I know it will generate a lot of debate, but we want to know what you want us to do. Can I start from here? Number 1, number 2, number 3. Any more here? Number 4. All right. Number 5. Where? Okay, number 5 here. I'll be firing number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, 10, 11, and then 12 on that side. Your comments. Number 1 from this side. Thank you.
I want to be made to know, Mr. President, sir, you have read out the volumes of the journals that have been made, that have been published, but you haven't mentioned a particular volume, volume 23, issue 1 of 2019. And I didn't hear you. Yes, volume 23. Number 1, yes. 2018. The ones that have been published is 2018. Yes. Then I was expecting you to mention the one of 2019. I didn't hear, sir.
In 2019, there are 4 volumes.
Okay.
4 volumes. Offshoot of Oyo. Parts that were not published from Banshin and all Oyo, and every other residual paper that we found that had not been published but was accepted and paid for. That's the content.
And it will come out next year?
They are already here.
Okay. Because I've not seen it, that's one. Then for the sake of students like me who are...
postgraduate students.
Yes, postgraduate students, yes. Masters. Who are following in your footsteps. I also want to plead that please, if any paper is not accepted, the student should be informed through emails so that the student will know that such paper was not accepted for certain reasons. You know, because sometimes I've heard some comment from some students, we put in papers for some years now, it has not been published, we don't even know why it was not accepted and all that. Those are my comments, sir. Thank you.
Wanted to make a comment or observation. Can you write it and pass them up? Write your comment and pass them up. Write your comment and pass them up. Yes, no longer working. Find another one. Number 2, opportunity to talk. You could, out of the 12, randomly select 3, and that will take care of it. If the first 3, you say 1, 2, 3. Because 12 is really a very long, large number. Thank you.
To our matter of using hard copy, sending hard copy to the researcher and the editor, I think we can use soft copy.